This episode is sponsored by Schwans.com. What are you having for dinner tonight? Good question. Schwans Home Delivery has a solution for you. Stock up your freezer with high-quality frozen foods like premium meats and sides, delicious ready-made meals, ice cream, and more. No subscriptions, no memberships, just a friendly yellow truck that's been delivering food for almost 70 years. Listeners of this show get a special deal. Get 20% off your first order with code YUM20. Check out schwans.com/yum for details.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1810. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Bay Game Hunter, and welcome to Friday. Boy, it's good to start getting back to a normal schedule again. It seems as though people are starting to come back to work, doing more stuff, to consider looking at new jobs at this point. And I'll just simply say, stay safe, folks. Whatever you do, stay safe. Today's show is one about scripted interviews and someone wanting to know what's the logic behind them. Hope you find this helpful and give it a great review wherever you listen to the show. And if you have a question for me, you can ask it at Wizio.com. That's WISIO.com/The Big Game Hunter. I'd be happy to ask your question. Let's try that again. I'd be happy to answer your questions. And with that, let's get going. Someone asked this question that I thought was a really good one. And it is, what is the logic behind scripted interview questions? Great question. And I want to start off with the opposite, unscripted interview questions, just to make the point easier. When there's an unscripted interview, a hiring manager may say to one of his or her subordinates, talk to this person for a minute. We're trying to fill the job for such and such. Ask them some questions. And the arbitrariness of the questions can become a problem. As someone who used to do recruiting, many times I would talk to someone after an interview and ask them how it went. Because I want to know what took place. I want to find out what they were asked. I want to learn more about the assessment criteria that the firm used to evaluate for the position. And they would talk with me about random questions or questions that came out of a book because the interviewer was not experienced enough to know what they should be asking. Or you had questions that didn't really relate to the role. They didn't cover things that were really necessary for the role. The interviewer was all over the place. A hiring manager then gets feedback from their interviewer. They say, they don't really know a lot about such and such because it really wasn't covered as the hiring manager would. So what a scripted interview does is it ensures that the interviewer hits the points that the hiring manager wants them to hit. Now, this can take place in a panel. It can take place in an interview where someone's being assessed for their skills. But, when push comes to shove, the idea of a scripted interview is to ensure that a hiring manager is getting useful information. The interviewer is assessing as the hiring manager wants them to assess to determine whether a person really is qualified. And as a result, there's less arbitrariness. There's less bias that comes into it. After all, I will tell you that some people got tougher interviews because they were older or younger, because they were white or not white. It happens that the interviewer carries their bias and demands into the interview and takes it out on the person in front of them. Or, and this is my personal favor, because the manager did it last minute, making the request of their subordinate, and the subordinate may want to go to lunch, has other things to do, they take it out on the person in front of them. So this helps to avoid that. It helps to ensure that the interviewer stays on target to assess for what is important for the role in the view of the hiring manager. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few more ways to get information and advice from me. First of all, there's my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. I have more than 8,000 blog posts there that you can watch, listen to, or read that will help you find your next job. In addition, if you're interested in my coaching you, at the site there's a button there that says schedule. Schedule time for a free discovery call, schedule yourself in for coaching, interview preparation coaching, salary negotiation advice, coaching related to hiring more effectively, managing and leading, helping you to be a better executive in your organization, and overall being a better employee of your firm. If you have questions for me, you can ask them at Wizio.com/The Big Game Hunter. That's WISIO.com/The Big Game Hunter. The price at Wizio is less than 1/3 of what I'm charging at my website. And I'm doing this because I want to benefit my subscribers here and on YouTube, and only you're going to know about it. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at LinkedIn.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you watched or listened to my content. I like knowing I'm helping folks. Once we're connected, it's nice to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you from time to time about how I'm helping. You can also watch me on TV. Did you know that? If you have a Fire TV or a Fire Stick, download the JobSearch TV app for Apple TV, Roku, Sony, Samsung, like 90 different TV platforms. You can watch me on either Zingo TV or BingeNetworks.tv. On YouTube, subscribe at JobSearch.TV.com and have access to thousands of videos I've created. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Be great!
Shop incredible Macy's Black Friday specials right now while supplies last, and get the holidays' hottest deals before they're gone. Like cozy sweaters, just $39.99. Refresh the bedrooms in your home with 65% off Charter Club Damask and Damask Designs sheets and bedding. Then cozy up with matching pajama sets for the family, only $19.99 and under. Right now at Macy's. Plus, buy online and get contact-free curbside pickup or pickup in store today. Details at Macys.com/pickup. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2020 Nielsen Report limitations apply.